Yo, it's your boy TA again, TA TV. Hope everybody doing good out there. Hope the world is treating you right. Keep God first in your life. Once again, another lunch break. I got a few minutes, so I wanted to come chop it up with you. Today, I want to talk about my journey with God. My journey from a small town, the streets of that small town, to penitentiary, and back. I can remember, I grew up in Columbus, Mississippi. I think I was a pretty smart little kid. Won an award in the science fair. Even got a chance to go out of I don't remember. I wasn't out of state, I don't think, but I know I went out of my town to represent my high school in the science fair. I used to always think that life was gravy. I always thought that if you treated other people good, that they would treat you good. I always thought that all you had to do was get away from the ignorant people, get around some like-minded people, and you were straight. I learned real fast that wasn't true. Okay. I learned real fast that right there in my own community, amongst black people, we had a racism amongst us, all right? This color versus the darker color. And so we went outside, you got bullied, okay? You might not have wanted to fight, but you was gonna have to fight. Gangs finally showed up in our town. And for the most part, in the beginning, I stayed away. But eventually, I ended up joining. And I can remember starting to glorify that gang mentality. They gave me a piece of paper. I went to our park. We had a thing in our park called the Pyramid. And that's where we met up at. And I went there my very first time going there. I was given a piece of paper. I was given some more literature also by a good brother, a friend named Duke. He's locked up. He got life right now, so there that goes. Kind of fits into the ending of the story, you know. But I embodied it. I can remember during that time, UGK had a song out talking about trill, too real. And dude, I embodied all of that, man. I absorbed it, man. And I felt like, oh my God, man, these streets were the way to go. I wanted to be a street boss, man. Needless to say, start getting in trouble with the cops for this activity or that activity. And what I came to find out was when you start getting in trouble with the cops, a lot of times you ain't did nothing. They gonna come bring you their trouble anyway, all right? A lot of times they get somebody to say you did something so they can come snatch you up. And I had to learn that. I found out the hard way that you can't take in new friends like that. No, sir. Whatever you've been doing and rocking with yourself, keep doing it yourself. Them new buddies and stuff, man, see you down the road every time, man. But anyway, eventually I found myself wearing stripes, man. I remember it like it was yesterday, man. I'm on the bus. At that time, I still had on my regular clothes, my what we call our free world clothes. And I remember hearing for the first time Gucci Mane's song, So Icy. Because by the time I made it to get on the bus to head towards penitentiary, I had been locked up in the county jail for about, I want to say about 3 months. About 3 months I had been in that county jail. With the court, well, here goes the messed up part. Before you go in and see the judge, they have you sitting in this little section with other people that's going to court. It's called the bullpen. And I can remember my lawyer coming in to the bullpen, and he called for another inmate. And so as him and that inmate got ready to walk off, I can remember saying, hey. He turned around, he said, yeah, who are you? My lawyer. He said, who are you? I said, hey, I'm Thomas, man. I'm supposed to go to court today. Don't you remember? Today's my court date, man. You supposed to be representing me, blah, blah. He said, oh, man. I haven't had a chance to do anything on this case. Now, at that moment, just for a split second, I thought, great. That means you got to go ask for a continuance. Your Honor, I haven't had a chance to review my client's case. No. He said, man, looks like we're going to have to go in here and throw ourselves on the mercy of the court. Hold on now. A black man. Small country town. The judge I was going before was a judge named Kitchens. Columbus, Mississippi, a judge named Kitchens. Kitchens supposedly had a daughter that used to come hang out over around my neighborhood, north side. Supposedly she OD'd on the drugs that she got over there. So Kitchens had sort of a vendetta. I don't care if you had a littering violation. Okay? You from north side, you don't look like you being productive. Kitchens were gonna throw you. I don't care what the evidence said. I got partners that got sent down 20, 30, 40 years for just having residue of cocaine by Judge Kitchens. But anyway, make a long story short, I get convicted. He didn't want to hear nothing I had to say. The story gets deeper, but yeah, if you guys want to know more detail of the story, leave a comment, and it gets deeper. There's some stuff he said to me up there. I had been on probation already for what was it? I was on a 3-year probation. I had been on probation for 2 years, 8 months. Only had like 4 months left to go, and he what do they call it, man? Why the word won't come to my mind, man? He revoked my probation, basically, man, and had the PO officer to sign off on it, and they sent me to MDOC, Mississippi Department of Correction. You guys know it as Parchman, Mississippi, the plantation. But first stop was Rankin County. Okay, first stop was Rankin County. I can remember I got to Rankin County, man. I was nervous. Wasn't scared, but I was nervous because I didn't know what to expect. As soon as we got off the bus, they yelling at you like drill sergeants. They take you inside, take your shoes and your pants off, and got you standing up facing the wall. I can't remember we still had our shirts on, but I can remember just being in my boxers and I think my socks. The next step was they separated all that from you, took your clothing and all that, put it in some bags. I think they gave it to Goodwill. The clothes you came in with, I think they packed it up. The gave it off to Goodwill. And then the next step was, now me, I had a fear of needles. Like a lot of men, I can't stand needles. Man. But the next step just so happened to be a blood test. So we're gonna take the blood test, we'll go around, get your head shaved, and then here's the terrible part. After you get your head shaved, they give you a towel, they give you a big block of soap. Everybody used to call it lye soap. They said it had lye in it. It would lighten up your skin and all that mess, bleach your skin almost. But they had one shower head. One shower head. And maybe 40, 50 of us or more lined up against the wall, butt naked. Okay? And they told you had, I want to say it was something like 10 seconds, 20 seconds to shower. One shower head. So one naked man had to get under the shower head and get wet. No dirty, whatever the new stuff y'all say, but he would have to go and rinse down. He stepped to the side, you jump under there, you rinse down. While you rinsing down, he's lathering up, you get it, and then y'all swap. You know what I'm saying? You step over and lather up, but that's what you had to do. Got out of there. I think I stayed in Rankin County maybe 2 months. Yeah, about 2 months, because that's classification. Rankin County is the women's facility for Mississippi. Okay, so I was going through classification, and then I finally ended up on the bus and being sent to my first destination, which was Marshall County. It's a private facility in oh my God, man, where is that place at, man? It's probably good that I don't remember where that place was. I remember my prison number was N0255. They embed that in you. They make sure you remember that you ain't got a name no more. You ain't Thomas, you ain't this and that, you ain't the cool dude. You N0255. And if you get down wrong, they'll beat your butt too. But once I got to Marshall County, I can remember standing and looking in the mirror. How did you do? Damn near straight A student? Almost. I was hard-headed. I didn't want to do my daily work. Okay, I had low daily grades. I would pass tests, like, I would blow through tests. I had two dear friends back then, two females. I'm not going to call their names out right now, but if I did and they saw this video, they'd probably go crazy. But I used to use them to double check my answers, you know what I'm saying? Something that I wasn't sure about. Let's say I wasn't sure about number 10. I would be like, hey, just slide a paper over, you know. But anyway, that's how I ended up passing school. But still, I was like, how in the hell you go from this brainiac, this kid that's got telescopes and microscopes at home, and the kid that used to take his sister's EQ from a stereo apart and put it back together because he wanted to see how it worked. The kid that was learning about transistors. How did you now end up in a penitentiary with killers? All right? Yeah, like they said, killers and drug dealers. Yeah. I was right there with them, man. And I had to look in the mirror, man. And I started looking around. Can I blame, man? Can I blame my father? Can I say, you know, he didn't do what he's supposed to did? No, man. I had better sense, man. You know what I'm saying? Can I blame the white man? He had a foot on my neck. No, man. I had the opportunity to go to college and all that, man. I was smart. I was super smart, man. So no, I couldn't blame it on that. And finally, I did get somebody to point the finger at. Myself. That's how you got here, man. So what are you going to do to get yourself out? Because one thing I haven't said yet is that when I got there, I kind of flipped my mindset. I said I'm not going to bother anybody. But I am prepared to delete anybody that came to me wrong. I was ready to take somebody else's child. And I wasn't going to think twice about it. And I had told God that. If they come playing with me, Lord, I'm going to get some more time. It was just that simple in my mind. You know, I stepped in the penitentiary wrong from day one. Gang member. Ready to delete. Until that day I stood in the mirror and accepted responsibility for where I was. That's these trucks passing by. But I remember from that day forward, I started really kind of kicking it to myself, going to the library every day. I got the Holy Quran. I already had a King James version of the Bible. I read the Dead Sea Scrolls. I was trying to find the truth. So from each book that I took, any similarities in there, I took them as to be true. Everything else was going to be perspective. I started to watch who I hung out with. Believe it or not, the safest people for me to hang out with were the lifers. Guys who were never going home. I started playing dominoes with the cats. 40 plus 40 years. 40 plus 40 years, I mean. 2 life sentences plus 40. And when I started expressing to them how much time I had and stuff like that, they was telling me, man, get back out there to your kids. Don't come back in here, man. Do what you got to do, man. Listen to me. God shone a light on me so bright in there that the prison officials started to recognize stuff. They said I had a job in there, and I worked in the warehouse. I had what they call A custody. I wore green and white pants, but I was what they call A out. So I worked in the warehouse. So what I did was intake. New inmates that came in, I issued their clothing. I put their name tags on their clothes and all that. And the lady over that program was named Miss Piggies. Miss Piggies sat me down, and I was the only inmate in there, me besides a guy named Riley that was from over in the Tupelo area. What's up, Riley? If you haven't seen this, man, we made it, man. We out. But anyway, we was the only people that can use the computer. And she sat down and talked with me, and she was like, why are you here? Too smart. You're too intelligent. Why are you here? That day hit me hard. And I realized I wasn't there really for what I had done. I was there at that time because I was needed there. That's part of the pathway God had chose for me, and I had to accept it, man. The reason I say that is I began to read for inmates that hadn't read letters. They couldn't read, but they had been getting letters over years from family members and they hadn't read them because they couldn't read. I was helping those guys out. I ended up being sent from Marshall County over to Parchman, Mississippi, over to now we in MDOC. Now we at the Parchman Farm. And don't forgive me, it's been a long time. This is happening maybe, oh my God, man, 05, 06, somewhere like that. May have been 7, somewhere around in there. I don't remember if it was Camp 29 that I got sent to. I think it was. I can remember being able to see Camp 32 from it. And Camp 32 is what we call the Castle of Grayskull. It used to be black clouds just sitting over the top of that building. That's where they had a lot of the lifers at. Not lifers, but death row inmates. I got over there, and because God had touched my life, and I knew I had something more to do, I stepped down from my organization. When I first walked in the doors, they said, "We knew you was coming. Here go your brothers over here." They took me into this broom closet. Went in the broom closet, and everybody greeted me. Open palms. "Brother, this and that." And I told them I ain't screaming. "Well, you know you can't walk these grounds by yourself, man. If you ain't screaming, if you ain't with us, then you out there on your own." I said, "Man, I got 3 months left. I'm going to get back out there to my kids. That's who need me." I'm so thankful that God sent me to penitentiary, because the streets was going to send me to the grave. I'm so thankful that God stepped into my life. It led to me studying the word. It led to me understanding the word. It led to me living in the word. I want to send this message out there to anybody, young, old, whatever. If you're living the lifestyle of the street, you know, I don't have to tell you. Some of you love what you're doing. But I'm going to tell you right now, prison, graveyard, that's where you're going. Give it some thought. Put God in your life right now. I didn't say go to another man and ask him about God. All right? What I want you to do is pick up your Bible and start studying on your own and see how it'll change your life. I'm out here. I'm free. I've been free for a long time now. Daughter in college. Son right around the corner at school. Another son over there working to be an electrician right now. I got my kids is great, man. I can't ask for no more. I'm buying a house. I'm in the dump truck right now. What's sitting right here in front of me? That's my pickup truck. I'm blessed. I eat. I have no complaints. And that's all because I left the streets alone and I injected my bloodstream with a dose of God. So I want to tell you, man, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you might go through, because trouble comes, put your faith in God. If you're scared about the election, well, I mean, what it already happened, put your faith in God. If you think about it, who got you through the more than 20, 30 years, man? It wasn't you. You might want to pat yourself on the back, but let TA tell you, it wasn't you, man. But I gotta go. Just wanted to run that down on y'all. Y'all continue to have a good day. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hey, man, come over, help TA run it up, man. Let's become a family. Let's do it. Peace.